What's
What it do?
what's
What the
up?
business is?
Hey y'all. What's up to all of our viewers and listeners? You guys are now tuned into the Beauty Vault.
You are now tuned into the Beauty Vault.
Why we come on here whispering though? Every time we come on here whispering, ASMR is given the whisper song. That is so funny. I guess it's because it's bedtime, so it's like people are winding down. They already ready to get ready for bed. You already know. Okay, how you feeling today? No, we'll wait. We'll say that for the check-in. Actually, yes. You wanna? Do we want to wait a few minutes to let people roll in? I can't hear you. Let me Let me adjust
Can you
my.
hear me now?
I can, my girl. If you were talking, I didn't hear anything you said. So just run that back. What's up, everyone? What's up to our live viewer? How are you? How you doing tonight?
Peace and blessings,
What's up?
human
What's
beings.
up?
Going on my social media to make sure that
Yeah.
everything's looking good, looking great.
I'm gonna have to just have space because I am on my cell phone again tonight.
We in there. What's in there?
Yes. I'm so excited to be back for another episode. Don't you know? Well, you do know, but you kind of don't know. But we've been doing live shows on Facebook since like what, before February. Do you know that like this is our 12th in studio episode? We have a full, complete freaking season of podcast shows. Can we clap it up for that? Like we're on our 12th. Today is our 12th in studio episode. That means we is legit. We real. Hey, we legit. So
We
that's
are
super
doing
exciting.
big
How can you?
things. We definitely didn't plan. I didn't even think we'd be this far.
You
When
didn't
we
even
initially came up with the idea and we decided and we committed to this,
Yes. I
I
was
had
like,
no idea that I didn't even think about a number 12.
I
So
never thought we would get to this. I mean, how many things do we start and then be like, oh, what happened to that? Like,
I'm
I
more than
know me,
100.
it's in our nature. We're Aquariuses. So I'm a January Aquarius and my co-host is a February Aquarius. And if I'm wrong, you tell me, but I definitely feel like it's in our nature to start new things and then whatever don't work out, step away from it. We move on so quick before we see things to completion. So we still in here. That's
We are.
exciting. So
We
I do
are.
see a comment. What's up, AJ? Thank you so much. You want to test out? I want to test out the overlay to see how that looks.
All right.
So for me, it's so crazy because I see nothing, but I see it on my end. What do you see?
Hey, Jizzle.
Can
What
you
it
see it?
do? Okay, so I did I did chat overlay. AJ, write something else and see what happens when
Yeah,
you
if
get
you guys can see us well and hear us well, can
new
you just
comments will
just
display
leave
here.
a comment really quick? We're testing out our overlay so that as we move along in the show, everyone that's watching can see what you are saying so we don't have to always monitor and go back and forth. That really messes up the flow. We're trying to make the show flow with ease. So if you could just send put 100 or put a heart, anything. There we go. What's up? We see the comments. I like this. I like this is much better for me. This is just the start for y'all. We appreciate it. I received that. I received that. Thank you so much. Oh, I like that. So how you feel about that?
It's cute.
Okay. So let's
And we appreciate it. Appreciate all of the positive energy, the positive affirmations that you guys have sent along the way. Um, Definitely
yes.
heartfelt, and your words are with me
Yeah. It's
always. This is cute.
it's
Yeah.
this has been like so dope. I'm actually set up in the corner because honey's at work, so he's gonna come home in the middle of the show getting off. So I'm like tucked away in the corner. I feel like my set looks like kind of the same, but I scooched on over to the side. But anyway, you ready to get started with the show?
Let us go.
Let's get into it. Oh, I'm loving the comments. Loving seeing that up there. That helps us out so much. So now, Thank y'all for being patient with us, Lord. We always trying something out when the show is rolling. So let's see how it looks when we put up our. We're always doing this. We're always trying something out when the show is rolling, honey. So while it's light work in here, I want to go ahead and let's jump into the intro so we can get these sponsorships and then jump right into what we got going for the people.
All right.
Okay, what's up, everyone? I am BB Nicole.
Peace and blessings. I'm Trin, and welcome back to another episode of
The Beauty Vault.
Welcome. I am BB Nicole. I am founder of DHG Pro University, as well as the salon owner of DeluxeHairGallery.co for the ones that don't know.
That's right, girlfriend. And I'm the CEO of Totally Trend LLC, as well as your co-host here on the Beauty Vault and your co-educator at DHG Pro University.
Yes, you
How y'all doing
are.
tonight?
Yes, people, how y'all feeling? We're so happy to have y'all in the building. So really quickly, I want to jump in. We always like to shout out our sponsors at the top of the show. So our first sponsor for today's show is DHG Pro University. It is a continuing education platform that focuses on mastery training within the cosmetology field. And classes are in session. My co-host Trin has a master class coming up. You guys know how we feel about this. We want you guys to support her. And make sure that you scan this code, check more about that class. She is doing this separately, but as she's always supported and represents us as a whole. So we're just super excited for her to be stepping out and doing this. If you want to say anything about your class real quick, you can go ahead and do that.
Thank you. Yes. So you guys, May the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. at Touch of Precision Barber School on Albemarle Road. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28215. Evan Perez and I will be hosting a lock/barber technique class. He's actually also going to be showing you guys how to apply color to locks. I will be showing you guys how to start locks and how to perform a basic retwist for lock maintenance. Anybody that is in the beauty industry, if you have locks, if your man got locks, if your girl got locks, or you're interested in taking your beauty profession to the next level, you definitely need to check this class out. Evan is one of the top barbers in the city, and it's really an honor to be linking up with him, to be giving you guys these different flavors, right? Giving you guys the knowledge. But I hope to see you guys there. Check out the link down below. You can scan the QR code, or you can check out, I know that the link is in my bio on IG, as well as my Facebook page, Monique Trend, IG Totally Trend, or you can scan it here. Check out Eventbrite and grab you guys a ticket. We have one admission for $250, and if you bring a learning partner, it's two for $400. So that would be at a price of $200 each. So it's a really great price. It's a steal. Jump on it. We have a few seats that are left. So
we love to.
We have definitely sold some tickets, so I'm excited about that.
I know you are. And before we talk more about that, I also want to shout out another sponsor today's show, which is Makeup by Imani. She is a makeup artist based out of Augusta, Georgia. She also travels. You can check out her accolades right now on the screen. And if you guys loving the beat, loving the face, make sure to go to her social media, which is linked down below, at NKAMANI on Instagram and Nicolette Amani on Facebook. That is for our listeners. I went ahead and spelled it out for you. And with that, I'll let you take over the show from here, because that's about all I had to do. It's back to you.
All right, then. Well, I value y'all's time, so we're just going to jump straight into it.
For sure.
It's definitely been a rough, at least 30 days. I'm not going to say, it's been rough. It's been challenging. It's been trying. but I've been pushing through. We've been pushing through. Um, Shout out to my circle of influence, because I know personally we've been dealing with a lot of things that's definitely like in the family,
Ooh.
in the family unit and the family structure. So I just wanted to send some extra positive energy to my circle of influence and my outer circle. If you guys have been experiencing some challenges and some stresses, this month we dedicated May to mental health.
Yeah.
So we've done something a little different than what we usually do every week on Mondays. And like I said, this month we focused on our mental health. The first week we painted. The second week we talked about how therapy has helped us out through our journey. And this week we were just kind of checking in with each other and thought about the topic of, just discussing some things, and we came up with a topic. And we got to the point, it was just like, you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. That is the mood for today.
So that is the name of the topic today. It is what it is. And how are we coping through the waves and the ships of life? How are we coping with life?
Yeah.
We know that storms don't last always, right? The sun eventually shines again. So we're operating with that in mind.
Yeah.
That though things are challenging, though things don't necessarily feel good, right? Things aren't necessarily going the way that we would want it to go, especially for me as a control freak. I'm just learning to let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Kind of not necessarily, well, yeah, go with the flow. Be in control of my actions, be aware of what's going on in my environment, and not letting life, because that's right. Life is a motherfucker.
Life
right?
is a motherfucker. Oh my goodness.
I can't win. It's the best. Right. But like I said, but we can't, my circle, I just know my circle from experience, we not just know lay down, roll over, and die type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So no matter, what life has thrown our way, no matter the experiences that we've faced, we have faced those head on.
Yes.
And we ain't no quitters in my circle. So
yeah.
Well, that's right. So today's hot topic, it is what it is. Coping through the waves and the ships of life.
Yes. So, me and you were kind of chatting earlier, right? Just like we do our check-in, and we kind of saved our check-in. I can't see that comment right now because my camera is in front of it because I made my screen large. But if you want to read it, you can. But anyway, we were kind of checking in and just kind of seeing how we were coping, because between me and you, we got some, things going on, kind of smoothing its way out. We're like I said, kind of pushing uphill, but that's a part of the ups and downs. You might be pushing uphill one moment, and then the next moment you got that momentum and things are just like taking off for you. So we kind of came to the decision we're going to talk about how we're coping with things, how we're coping with stress, how we're coping with like life in general. If you guys are interested in that, just stick on with us. So we haven't really talked all week, like besides us checking in a few minutes before we started the show. How has your week been, girl?
My week has been different.
Okay.
My week has been different from a lot of other weeks that I've experienced. And so I'm still experiencing those mixed emotions. I'm still kind of in a place of what would the Most High have me to do? What would the Most High have me to say? So this week has been trying. It was challenging for me to get up, but I got up.
Good.
Some days I didn't have an appetite, but I made myself eat something. You know what I mean? So I made sure that the energy that I pour to others, especially when they sit in my chair, my clients and my family, my friends, that I gave those same talks to my inner self, that I still pushed and motivated,
Yeah.
that inner me. So I was really kind of
Just
had a
having a
coaching
week.
session with myself this week,
Oh, that's
really having to
amazing.
push through and strive through some
Yeah.
hard emotional feelings. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
Oh, like this week, like I've been real kind of like isolated. Only because it's just like, it's kind of like a weird spot. Like I'm not really feeling as productive as I normally am, but that's also to be expected because of like stuff that's going on. So just like, it's been a normal week. What I did kind of experience today though, like I told you earlier, like I was so just like very fatigued. I'm not gonna lie. Today I was really fatigued. I had a makeup appointment earlier. I pushed it back just because I was just like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to face the day. I'm not ready to get out of bed. And like I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent. I had like a thought like, oh my God, is this depression? Like what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And nobody likes to say that. Nobody likes to talk about that. Or maybe they do. I'll just say for me, like, then of course I kind of like snapped myself out of it. But I was like, oh my God, am I just lazy today? Or is this
The
like,
D word?
what's the D word? What is this? Because I'm going to be honest, like, I don't really identify as like depressed, even though anxiety and depression, they're like twins.
Brother and sister.
They're like brother and sister, right? So I had like a moment where I literally was just like, I saved all my energy until it was showtime. I did yoga, then I went to my makeup appointment, and then it's like I literally got the energy out of nowhere, but it comes in like waves, I wasn't expecting that, and I was just like, like I just want to be able to stick through and do what I say I'm gonna do and show up how I want to show up. But sometimes it's just hard. Like it's hard. Like I just felt
No,
the
I
way.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like for me, I'm proud of you. I want to just
Thanks.
tip my hat to you because you're getting up. You were still doing those self-care things. Me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run me a bath. I'm gonna do my salts. I'm gonna do some oils. I'm gonna give myself a facial.
Yeah.
And my mind is, I've planned all these things to get myself back rejuvenated, self-care. But meanwhile, I'm just still sitting there.
You didn't make no moves today.
Yeah, I haven't moved.
Yeah.
I don't have the urge to want to do anything, but the minimum, the fact that I have my 3-year-old here, she really is actually keeping me, for me, just keeping me going.
Would you say she gives you like energy?
Yeah, because she's on the go. So
like,
we're at the,
like when my kids,
that helps me to kind of motivate to get back into
get your
my
shit
mojo,
together,
right? Because I'm gonna make sure she's good.
Yeah, like when my kids came home, I even said to them, like, I'm so happy y'all are home. Like, I literally felt like they just gave me like a burst of energy. Like, I got busy. As soon as they came home, it's like I started getting a little more busy. I have to be okay with like doing nothing and sitting still and really be okay with it. Like, I do it. But sometimes I can't, like, I get the feeling like I should be, like, there's just underlying feeling like I should be doing more.
Feeling
guilty for doing
guilty for sitting down, taking a break,
I blame it on no sleep culture.
It's 1,000 things we gotta do.
Like you got to be a hustler for life, hustler forever.
Everything.
I am unsubscribing to that kind of stuff. Like I'm being real honest. Like the more I like I don't know. Like I feel like the more I do the show too, I'm just like I don't feel like doing what the hell I want to do. Like I'm not going with the flow, going with the waves. I'm really doing what I want to do. And to be honest, I deleted Facebook and other social media this morning. So guys, I probably won't be out there only with the show. I did this because when I was going through like my high stress and anxiety at the beginning of the year, I left social media. I was on it doing little things. I just left actually Facebook and I chose to go like to Instagram because Instagram I feel like inspired and I always want to get up and get to work or do something whenever I'm always inspired when I get off of Instagram. But I kind of took a break. I'm on another break from like Facebook and social media once again, the endless cycle. How do you feel like? Do you feel like social media plays into our mental health, or you feel like that's like
social
a myth?
Media is in one of the top 3 things in my opinion that affects mental health, and it's definitely tearing up our youth and our adolescence.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely has an effect on us. It's feeding you false realities, not,
That's the one.
all day long. You scrolling, lusting, and envying, and you know
Oh.
what I mean?
We
Because
weren't
you're,
built for that. We weren't built to like download all of this information and these emotions and these tragedies, and we just like imagine we're just like downloading so much, never ending. And I'll speak for myself. I feel like I'm stimulated by damn near everything in my environment. You know what I mean?
me
So
too.
like, let me not show my mismatched pants. I already showed them. Sorry. But I feel like we just weren't meant to get all of the feel all of these emotions or have to process all of these emotions every single day. You know what I was thinking about? Like when we were a kid, I felt like it was never on my mind. Like, am I being productive? Am I, you just didn't have that comparison out there. You didn't have that, like, you didn't know what other people were really doing per se. You know what I mean? You never knew
Yeah.
what your neighbor was doing. You didn't know what your friends were doing until you met up with them. I feel like now we just can see so much all the time. It's giving I need a break.
Yeah, I mean, I think like social media could be a good thing, right? Because we do have the access to information right at our thumb or fingertips. So, but just having to constantly be aware, constantly be cautious of
And
what
constantly
you're
be
watching, what you're
on.
listening to, you know what I'm saying? What you're exposing yourself to, because it is affecting you. Knowing like, okay, I know, I can't be watching World Star all day, every day, because
I
it's
took
gonna
the
be
shade
making
room.
I'm gonna be aggressive. You know what I mean? My mind, I'm gonna be thinking drama or killings or cop killings or you know what I'm saying, Black Lives Matters and things like that, because you're gonna be feeling all of these different type of emotions. So yeah,
For
just like you
no
were saying.
unnecessary. You wouldn't even run it. You wouldn't even run across this type of stuff. And like,
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
you would, and you wouldn't until it came to your doorstep. You know what I mean? Now
bingo.
we're just exposed to it.
Everybody problems your
Willingly.
problems instead of your community, your
For
little circle, your
sure.
radius.
Well, how would you say, with saying all that, we clearly know what our stressors and triggers are. How would you say you're coping with like stress and stuff like that right now? Like, what would you say
Um,
is the way that you cope and reduce your anxiety and stuff like that? I know people are tired. I hope people aren't tired of the talk, the mental health talk. It is May, it's mental health awareness. I feel like we should be talking more. Um, but I'll let you answer. How have you been?
yeah, I'm definitely would love to answer. I do see that we got some comments that have come in. I
Yeah,
want to go ahead and acknowledge that, and
let's go ahead.
we're gonna get into that. AJ said you gotta take the good and the bad. It's always for the best. I definitely agree with that.
Hello. That's right.
Be optimistic. Be optimistic, like,
Yeah.
or just understand, like, hey, how
Yeah.
did these flowers grow? The flowers, they had to endure some storm. They had to
For
weather the
sure.
storm. You know what I mean? But they bloomed into some beautiful flowers. How
Yeah.
you got to get there? Just take the bad with the good. And hey, Mike, how you doing? He
What up?
shouted
What up?
us
What
out.
up? Hey, how are
AJ,
you?
AJ
Honorary
saying,
co-host.
okay.
Be in here. We appreciate. We see y'all faces all the time. It means so much. Never gets old. We appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. We do it for the people who are in it to support us. Like, we thank y'all. But yeah. But
So the question you asked me is, how have I been coping and managing my day-to-day stresses?
yeah.
I smoke a lot of weed.
Whole bunch of weed. Do you?
I'm a stoner. I'm a stoner. I'm a stoner.
Nothing wrong with that.
I self-medicate with marijuana. How else have I been coping? I have been um I've been laying down more, like doing nothing more,
I love that.
resting a little more.
Let's unpack it one at a time. Okay, because how I feel about marijuana, it's a no go for me. It triggers me. So I'll kind of tell me how marijuana helps you and reduces your anxiety. For me, I feel like whatever I am feeling is hit or miss. If I am super happy, That's what it's gonna be for me if I smoke. If I am super in a bad place, that shit is gonna activate. So it's a nah for me. Marijuana was just too unpredictable. So how does it help you? Let's start there. What do you like about it? What does it do for you?
I okay, well,
As far as your anxiety
making
side.
me think about the whole process. It's about
Mhm.
this thinking about the whole process.
Yeah.
If I'm, it's like a meditative process for me. I've
Good.
got the ganja, I've got the grinder, I grind
The
it, I
whole
got my
process.
clone, I'm stuffing. All through all this process, it's kind of like the weed is my problem. The
Ritual.
grinder is
Yeah. So you like the process of even just getting to that point. Like it
yeah, and then
slows you
so
down, it helps you focus.
when I do smoke weed,
Mhm.
I'm inhaling,
Mhm.
getting a big air in my stomach. I am the smoke in my mind is touching my body from my
Yeah,
toes to my fingertips to the top of my head, and
for sure.
I exhale and remember that little bud of problems that I put in the
They're
grinder?
gone.
It's gone.
I'm
I'm good. And so the more that I inhale and exhale,
the better you feel.
I'm chilling.
Inhaling your you
I don't
inhaling,
have to even
exhaling your
smoke like
problem.
a whole. I smoke. I prefer cones over cigars, but
Got you.
I
I
won't even
never knew
smoke
how
a
to
whole
roll.
cone in one setting because
Yeah,
by the third or fourth,
you
like
good. Yeah.
it's like it's whatever. What did Cat Williams say? I got 99 candles. Fuck them lights. You
First
know.
of all, I feel that. However, I'm with you, Lachette. I'm with you, Tia. It's a nah for me. I feel like, marijuana, like I said before, it activates and heightens whatever I'm feeling. And your girl's not always excited and bubbly and happy. So for me, it's not my vibe, but I tried it. It was alright. But yeah, I'm with you. But okay, so you also said another disclaimer: we do not condone drug use. This is for entertainment purposes only. But my point is, medicate and take care of yourself however you choose. Okay. But anyway, you also was talking about how like you do nothing. I am in the do nothing phase. I feel happy about it. I feel good about it, and at the same token, I feel bad about it. Free y'all mind, AJ. My mind need to be. My mind is. I don't need a free mind. I need to get. Can't do it. But I feel both happy about being still, and at the same time, I feel like guilty about it. Like I feel unproductive. Like I have goals that I want to set. Like I try not to be on a timeline. I try not to be. I don't try to give myself due dates, but I swear, like when my deadlines that I had in my mind pass by, I can't help but feel a little bad about it. So how are you? How do you feel when you are being still? Because I feel like our culture, our society is kind of like hustle, no sleep, no rest, keep pushing, keep grinding, don't stop, don't halt. I feel like we're just now getting into the, take care of yourself type of phase.
Well, it's. I mean, for me, there's still a lot of hustle and bustle in my day every day. I have a 3-year-old, so there's not a
But
lot of downtime. So
yeah, really.
when I am during the time that I am doing nothing, it's kind of like a feeling of like guilt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, should I even
I
be doing
relate.
this? It's 100 things that you need to be doing, but on the other end, it's kind of like, doesn't that feel good?
Yeah, I do.
Are you? I'm mentally aware and I'm physically aware of the tingliness and the relief coming off of my body, and I'm just like, yo. When you're going, you don't feel
Yeah.
it until you sit down, and then you feel
Yeah, that's when you really get to assess where you really at
bingo.
when you sit still.
So
Yeah.
during this time, during this period of doing nothingness, is kind of like, girl, you need to do this more.
Yeah.
Do you feel what your body going through? Do you feel what you're doing to your body?
It's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yes, everybody need a moment or two to themselves. Tina
Yes.
said, "Free
The
your
rest.
mind."
Actually,
Let
AJ
it
said, "Free your
go.
mind," and Tia said, "And the rest will follow."
Y'all cutting up.
Yeah, they are. Do what y'all got to do. Take care of yourself. However that looks for you. How do you
Yeah,
feel
we
about?
have a question for you guys anyway.
Oh, we do, huh?
Yeah, the question for you guys is, how do you guys manage your day-to-day stress?
What are y'all doing? Are y'all like drinking? Do you have a glass of wine to wind down? Do you roll up? Do you go get a massage? You know what else? I feel like it's good for like stress. Sex. Like to de-stress. I think like we're
Sex is
grown. I
definitely a
feel
stress
like, and I'm not going to
reliever.
go too much into it, but I just want to be clear. Like having sex is really therapeutic, especially when it's the right partner. The alignment is there, the connection is there. You're being treated well. Sex releases oh my god, dopamine. So think about that too. Sex is good for relieving stress. So do you feel like that's true, or do you feel like there's circumstances to that?
Absolutely. I mean, you get a physical release from orgasms, right? So
I love
yeah, that is an instant
that's
stress
like,
reliever. Tia
yeah.
says that she copes with her stress by
Yeah, see,
skating, singing,
I skate too.
mucking, and crying. The
Yeah,
ugly cry, or the pretty,
not
you be pretty crying, or you
mucking.
be ugly crying. It's a difference.
Girl,
I be ugly
speaking
crying.
speaking of crying, I feel like I cry. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes I would just like I have to let myself cry. You know what I
Always.
mean? Like I'll be in the shower, like bitch, just let it flow, let it go. It's okay. Just so I feel like I give myself the option to cry. You know what I mean? I'm normally like a tough girl. I feel like I don't really cry. So sometimes when my friends see me cry, they just like don't know what to do. They're like, what the fuck going on? Because that's not really what I do. But I've been crying more, especially starting therapy. Girl, I remember calling you. You was like, and be honest and cry if you need to cry. I was like, I don't want to cry. I don't want to start that. I want to start it, but my cries have been so good. So I like that, Tia. I like the crying. I like the skating. Y'all know I skate. I actually skated on Mother's Day. Actually, pause. How was your Mother's Day?
My Mother's Day sucked. Moving on.
We're gonna move on then because mine was good. Yeah, but okay. Also, what I like to do to like cope with my stress is let me think about it. I like
Well, while you're thinking,
yeah, go ahead.
AJ has a question.
What?
Says, what happens when you have to find peace with self before you can find sexual stress release from a union?
Mm. Now, okay, y'all. Okay, we thinking tonight. We taking it there. I need to think. You go.
Okay.
You go. I need to think.
I'm gonna read the question.
Should we come back?
When I take tests, it says read it 3 times to better understand.
And use your first answer. AJ, why you stop stumping us right now? And use your first answer. So read it again, and I'm gonna process while you read it.
Yes, definitely process.
Okay.
Tia says she copes with stress by going to the gym. That's like a top 3 for me. Like yoga, Pilates, etc. She says she likes to take pictures. That helps her. She can overthink, but she'll be all right. Girl, I think that's just a woman trait by this time. I think all women overthink by this time.
We're gonna go, girl.
It's in our nature to overthink. So, honey,
yes, keep
by
thinking.
this time.
Oh my God, we overthink. It's so bad. Like, anyway, the question. Are we?
Yeah, because clearly we're psychologists now.
Clearly, we have the answers. We're going to direct you to the nearest therapist. Well, let's see. I don't see the question anymore at all.
All right, so let me see if I can try to.
Let's put that one front and center.
Let's
go ahead and take this quiz real quick. May the best answer win. AJ laughing at us. Woo, child. Because I need to hear it again.
I'm trying to. Oh, clearly we need production team.
Wait
Peace
till
and
the summer
blessings, you guys. If
topic.
you guys are just joining us, we are talking about today. The hot topic today on the Beauty Ball is it is what it is, and we're talking about how we are coping with the stresses of everyday life, even in business and in personal. And one of our supporters has proposed a question. Maybe you guys can help us out with. We were asked, what happens when you have to find peace with self before you can find sexual stress release from a union? And we're stumped.
I feel like, okay, I have another question. When you say find peace, like, are you trying to, like, what's the source of, why aren't you at peace? Like, I know you're
Are
on
you
the,
uncomfortable with certain
like,
actions that are being
is it on
required during?
sex? Or is
Yeah.
it you aren't happy and content with self, like spiritually, mentally, whatever? Like, what is the reason that you aren't having peace? Are you not having peace in
Is it
yourself?
lack of confidence in self or the actual act? But while you're
tell you
thinking
this.
about that,
I'll answer like this. If I am, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but I'm gonna just say this. I kind of, if I am going through something mentally or financially, whatever the case, I literally have no sex drive. So I don't know. It's not necessarily. It don't even have to be like an inner peace within myself, but like if something's going on, if I'm overthinking something, if I just have like a mental block, sometimes I can't even like, I don't know, get into it. So I don't know.
oh yeah, okay,
I feel
I
like
get
I can
that.
have a whole block, even though some like it can be everything is right, doing everything right, but I just can't even.
Your
My
brain,
brain
you
just
can
won't
get
even let
past.
me get past whatever I'm hung up on. Like, have you ever been like,
Yes,
I ain't gonna go too deep into that, but
yes,
sometimes I can get a
yes.
block. It don't even have anything to do with like my inner peace per se. Yeah, I don't find peace. So like for me, like before sex is even enjoyable, like mentally, I have to be like I have to feel mentally safe around you. I have to feel spiritually connected to you. I have to feel, and I know there's a lot of responsibility in self, don't get me wrong, but sometimes if your partner is not like fulfilling certain needs outside of physical needs, it's hard to bring them two together. I feel like your body and mind don't always connect and communicate like at the same time. One can come to a conclusion before the other catches up. Like I feel like that's why sometimes you might find yourself like in a sexual relationship and you kind of feel it fizzling out, but like maybe your heart is not out. Maybe your heart is out of it, but your body still reacts to them. Then eventually you can't even get turned on, or you can't even get there anymore because your heart is already left. Does that make any sense? It happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like, damn, this used to work. This used to work. We used to get by with this. We used to get by with sex. But I feel like maybe it's kind of like that scenario. They may not be
Yeah, so maybe
fulfilling.
spending more time with things that make the heart fuzzy again.
Yeah, like
Working on that
maybe
intimacy.
So if your partner finds peace in sex, I get that. I feel that is a lot of that's the case for a lot of people. Um, um, so it could be just a simple like maybe y'all aren't feeling like connected beyond physical. I don't know. Girl, don't get me.
No, I think what's being I feel like what's being expressed and communicated is that like
I can relate to what
my
AJ's saying
pockets
though.
ain't where
I
they
can
need to
relate.
be at. If I'm thinking about how I'm gonna pay these bills, how I'm
Rent,
gonna pay this rent,
don't
how
touch me.
401k, how I'm gonna retire.
How we
I'm
be
not
laid up with you
I'm
and our
not
bag not right.
physically turned on right now. I'm not even
Yeah,
thinking
no.
about I'm thinking about all these other things. I'm thinking about my future right now versus this, you know what I'm saying, temporary moment
I agree with that.
so I can't get into it. So maybe that's what it is.
I
But I would just say
relate.
still find time
Hey,
to do things
Courtney.
that do things that made you fall in love in the first place, and maybe that'll help.
Okay. And Courtney said, "Hey, okay, AJ, sorry, girl, you had us scrambled like eggs. I was not ready to go there, but I'm like, ooh, that was a little spicy. I like that. Okay, but
No, for real,
anyway,
we
we appreciate your feedback and transparency because the reality
appreciate
is like sometimes it's important to have a relationship with yourself and be secure within yourself and have peace within yourself. That goes down to like confidence and all of that, because it does trickle down and affect everything in your life, your relationships, your sex life, all of that. So, very good feedback. Thank you for, making us, tap into some other stuff tonight. We enjoyed that. Because at the end of the day, sex is a coping skill for stress. And that's how we even got on the topic. So, with Tia said everything can be so perfect. I can find something wrong, so my peace place. Wait, I did that wrong. Hold on. Everything can be so perfect. I can find something wrong, so my peace place reminds me I'm good and I have just what I need. So for me, I need some affirmation. So I take a moment. So I take moments in all my happy places. I like that. That sounds like to me like you kind of go to that can be like a thought or like the gym or whatever makes you comfortable. You kind of go there to kind of get yourself out of your head. I relate to that a lot. Do you relate to that? I don't feel like I overthink so much. I with my friend group, I understand what you're saying, even if I can't personally relate. I definitely understand where you're coming from. I have my safe spaces too. So, what about you, Mo?
everything can be so perfect. I can find something wrong, so my peace reminds me I'm good and have
I
just
think
what
she said her peace place.
I
Like for
need. I
me, like
need
a safe space.
for a safe moment to know my happy place. Like I'm trying to think. Like, do I have a happy place?
I have a
Like
happy
maybe
place.
I need a happy place.
I discovered it in therapy, and she also talked me through like finding a happy place. So I'll share that with you guys. Again, with therapy, your treatment may be different, so don't necessarily just listen to it. You know, um, she said her safe place. So I'll just give a quick example. I was having trouble even just going to places mentally when I was talking to my therapist, and what she would do to kind of bring me back and help me focus. She would just say, think of a place that makes you calm, whatever the case. And she took me through the process of like creating that place mentally until I can get there physically, and that's kind of how it went. So happy place. So that's so you may not have one, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is. But
It is okay.
I'm excited. I'm optimistic to
Yeah, happy place.
create me one. Yeah, create a new happy place.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
excited about that.
ooh, she said she have a few. That's amazing. So, what else are you doing to cope with your stress, Trend?
What else am I doing?
I'm doing a beauty haul. I'd be so excited to get up on here. I guess I should let you answer.
The beauty call, I guess you know what? This is definitely coping because we're talking amongst each other. This is the first time we're having this conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
And we are opening it up to our circle. So we're having open dialogue and communication with our peers and people that we trust and care about.
Yeah.
And so this is therapeutic. This is definitely a coping mechanism.
For sure.
To the beauty ball and being here consistently every week, despite of
no matter what's going on. It's like talk through. Like for me, talking through is what I do anyway, like what I've learned to do, because it hasn't always been this is a good place. Thank you, Tia. It hasn't always been like my go-to to talk things through. I was normally my previous bad habits of coping with stress was to completely avoid it, to act like it didn't exist, to really just kind of ignore it until it kind of came to a head and spilled over into my life, like episodes or whatever the case. So it's like that was bad. Talking to people more, I feel I feel like I wish I would have been talking more, because half the people going through the same crap anyway. You know what I mean? And you won't feel as alone when you talk through. So talking through is a way that I cope now. It wasn't a way that I used to cope with my stress before, but it's definitely something that I'm more comfortable talking things through now. So was talking through your stress good for you? Do you enjoy that? Is that a coping skill that you use outside of the beauty vault?
What?
Do you talk through your stress outside of like the beauty vault?
Definitely like sit in
Chat.
silence and kind of talk to my inner self, my inner being.
Ooh, you know what? Another
Um,
one.
yeah, I definitely sit in silence. A lot. Like I found that the older that I get, the more
Yeah.
that I ride in the car with nothing on.
Girl, I haven't played the radio in so long. I thought it was just me. Like, not only that, when you were in the middle of talking, I had another thought. We're talking about coping with stress, right? But how many people don't even recognize recognize their stressors still at this grown age? You know what I mean? I feel like another thing for me to cope with my day-to-day stress and maintain it and keep it at a minimum as much as I can is like literally recognizing things that are going to kind of push me over the edge. You know what I mean? And either escape it, reduce it, or get up out of the situation or change my train of thought. So for me, it's like recognizing my stressors and recognizing my stress, just got to recognize it before you can even manage it or deal with it. So how you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely recognizing what my triggers could possibly be and kind of staying away from that. I definitely have found myself doing that. Like, okay, I could see if me reacting to this certain situation a certain type of way because I'm low on energy or low on patience. So maybe I'll avoid it or I won't address it right now at this moment. I'm not operating out of emotion versus logic, right? So I definitely have had that experience as well through this period and other times, just like I would say what avoiding, right?
Yeah, avoiding. Yeah,
Acknowledging and avoiding.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at that.
For sure. Different. Another thing, like maybe doing my baths. I love a warm bath with salts and oils. I do that a lot to cope.
That's my nighttime routine.
I like to connect things mentally with
physical touch. Yeah, it's a grounding skill.
So for me, like if I'm stressed from working all day, we're on our feet all day long. So literally my neck, eyes, my back, my hands, my calves, my ankles, my toes, my feet are hurting sometimes. So that bath helps me to just relieve the stress of my body. And having that and those salts and the aromas and the oils help to stimulate and help my mental status as well. So I really like to do that.
I do that too. It's literally like a part of my nighttime routine. It's just been helping maintain, keep the stress down. Tia said shopping was one, but she had to cut that off. Ooh, I don't really do retail. I do kind of do retail therapy, but it's so sporadic. It's so it'd be like the strangest things. That's why I say about stores. It's always on the strangest things. How long have we been? Oh, we're doing good. I feel like it's been so much longer than what it's been. We're doing good. Okay,
yes. So you guys, we're definitely grateful for you guys checking in with us. Today's hot topic, it is what it is. We're talking about how to cope through the waves and the ships of life. And we got a question for the beauty professionals. When you guys check back on here later on, watch this podcast later on, or listen on the audio later on. Have you ever found it challenging to prioritize your family and balance being a beauty professional? Have you ever found it challenging handling your day-to-day business? Handling your business and handle professional relationships when you need to handle things in your family? Like, how do you prioritize that?
Oh my God. I feel like something just don't get done. something just doesn't get done. Like if I'm being honest, I'm in that space right now, and it is driving me crazy. I feel like it's the source of why I just laid in bed all morning. But I feel like I have so much to do with like my school, with the education. I'm sure you can relate. You have a class coming up, and then you know, making sure my house is clean, making sure everything like my stuff is washed, making like clothes is washed, making sure everybody's taken care of. It's just like sometimes I'm just like F all this, but it boils down to if you can't. I also kind of believe too that if you can't manage your household and if you can't manage your business, it's like I feel like managing your household is a reflection of how you do everything. So I find myself now kind of putting my household first before my business. So I'm not posting as much hair stuff. Like it's like, oh well, if people don't see my content, I don't care if they believe I'm working or not. I'm gonna do this for my family today. I'm gonna cook dinner today after work or whatever the case. But right now, I feel like I've been kind of putting my family and my mental health before everything. I don't know if that's just the phase I'm in, but usually I be getting to that bag. Like I don't care what get done in this house. You know what I mean? But that's not the space I'm in right now. I feel like my business is kind of on the back burner right now. It's a weird dynamic for me. I'm putting my mental health first, putting my house first. That's just not my norm. So I am. I feel like I am never balanced. I'm either all the way into one thing and another thing is getting neglected. I don't feel like I'm ever just perfectly balanced. What about you?
Yeah, definitely feel similar vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Going through personal things, working at home, running a studio salon from my home has definitely been a challenge. Going through personal things in the family,
Yeah.
um, so I have found that I need to take more time for my mental health,
Yeah.
and this time period has kind of shown me, or even forced me into taking that time for my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I definitely can relate. Like just having clients, having a full books
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole week. So I still have clients that are still counting on me to produce
Mm-hmm.
um,
Good
quality,
work.
exceptional services on their head, and my physical body and my mental battery is operating on like a 60%, right? So it's definitely been challenging for me, but I'm grateful. I have been blessed with clients who are kind of aware and are selfless in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
um, where they've allowed me to just kind of work, preserve my
Mhm.
energy for their hair versus,
Yeah.
not kind of taking it personal. I've been
Give
running
it a
late.
try.
I've been
Yeah.
needing to push some clients back an hour or even two at certain
Wow.
points.
You feel
And
like it's
as hard as much as I hark and say like, hey, you need to be accountable. If these are the times that you say you're going to be there, you should hold yourself accountable. But in the same breath, in the same time, I'm going through these experiences, and I'm like, I don't feel like I can give my best at
right.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel, and my mind is saying you need more time,
You
take more
feel.
time, and so I've been doing that, and so I'm learning that, hey, life happens.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, and I'm learning to give
It's
myself
what it
grace,
is.
not beat myself up about
Yeah.
it. It is what it is. Like,
It is
you
what it
know,
is.
you was up till you ain't had no sleep. You ain't been able to sleep. You laid down
Yeah.
and you tried to sleep, but you couldn't. You was up, and
Yeah.
you got this client in 2 hours, but you don't have no energy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to
Yeah.
cancel the client. This light bill
Yeah.
still gonna be due.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Yeah.
got to work. So what do you do? What
Yeah.
do I do? So, hey, let me take this extra hour and a half,
Yeah.
2 hours, see if I can push the client back, and
Yeah.
how can I communicate in a way where they know that I still value them, but I
Yeah.
also have to value myself. I'm
Yeah.
feeling, I need more rest. I need more time. I need more time to process. I need more time to replenish.
Yeah.
Um, um,
your energy.
nurture
Which-
myself
yeah.
so that I'm able to nurture and give that energy to my clients. Because every time
Yeah.
we touch someone's head, we are
Yeah.
giving energy,
We
right?
are.
So I always want to make sure that my mind is in the right place and my heart is in the right place before
Yeah.
I service any clients,
Yeah.
because I believe that energy is transferable.
For
And
sure.
I never want anybody, regardless of what I'm going to feel a
rub off
negative effect from
what you're
after leaving, after
yeah.
spinning out of my chair. That's the opposite of why I'm in the business.
Yeah,
So
for
for
sure.
me, I feel like, hey, I believe like, hey, if your mind is not in the right place, if you are not capable of performing at your best, then I feel like it's best to not put your hands in their hair, because it will. I don't know. I believe in energy,
I know. I agree with you. I agree with what you said. That's great feedback. I've just paying attention to what you said as far as like negative energy transferring. As far as like negativity, I'm not gonna lie. Like I had like some reservations about even talking about the mental health, because I feel like some people just see it as negative, and I didn't want it to be like taken that way by just showing up transparent. But I feel like the people that are for us, I feel like they're gonna understand like, and they're going to be able to relate to us, because the reality is nobody is 100% on all the time, every time. Like Facebook, social, Instagram, YouTube, you're putting your best version out there. I feel like with the live show, it's hard to fake it. That's why we don't, you know what I mean? And we're going through a rough time right now, like, and that's okay, because at the beginning of the year we was going through a great time. It's just the waves and flow of life, right? Would you say that you've been out of alignment? Because that's how I'm feeling. I feel like I'm kind of teetering on that line of I'm trying to get back on the straight path. I feel like I'm here, I'm there. I do feel usually when I feel how I feel, something is out of alignment in my life. Something is off balance. So that's why I think I woke up how I woke up today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, for me, I definitely feel different. Not like ever before. And so I'm at this place where I'm like, okay, I want to get back on track, right? I want to get back on the path that I'm supposed to be sailing on, back in the direction that I was headed. But at the same time, it's kind of like I also feel as if I am being shifted in a new direction. This is what it's going to look like. It's like I'm weathering through the storm, and I see that there are paths before me, but I know that there's a path that I planned and that I've been on, but it's almost seeming as if I will be taking a detour.
Yeah. I feel like I've been trying to get back to that
direction. This is what the beginning of the new chapter. I'm going into a new chapter. So it's looking different. It's feeling different. It's uncomfortable. It's coming with all these of emotions, because it's not all bad. Because like I said, I do believe that sunshine comes after the storm. It's guaranteed. So even though this sucks, it is what it is. Because I believe that the sun is going to come. The flowers, the seeds, they need the rain. You know what I'm saying? So the only way it's going to rain is through a storm. So I get it. I understand, but it's the process in going through it still physically sucks. It doesn't feel good. But for me,
I've been trying to like get back to that. Like I feel like I was on a roll at the beginning of the year. Like the first quarter, it's like I'm trying to get back to that like high, that momentum. I'm trying to get back to it. But just like from what you said, I feel like I need to just accept, like let that go, release that momentum, take my break, coast for a little bit, and just trust that the next wave is going to be even better, and take me even further, like you said, to the path that we're trying to get back on. We're just on a detour. It's okay to stop. We take road trips. Sometimes we have to stop before we get to the destination. So I love your perspective, because you help me see it in a different light. Like, oh wait, something just happened. But you can still see me. But you help me kind of see that in a different path. I mean, a different light, because I'm definitely like, dang, I want to feel motivated and productive like I felt the first quarter. I feel like I'm at like a little trying to realign, trust the path, I guess. But I relate to that so much. You want to check into the comments because I see some paragraphs and I've missed it. We've been in the zone. What have they said over here?
Yes, Tia's definitely been
Yes, thank
engaging
you,
with us. She
Tia.
says that yes, indeed, that she had to create boundaries and ask for help when needed. Being
Oh my
confident
God,
in the
yes.
space that she created, and she's
Yes.
working on that right now. Her weakness is
Yes.
that she always wants to satisfy others. Yeah, definitely can't be no people pleaser, right? Because
People
that will
pleasers
being
aren't
too nice
happy.
is equal to being naive, and that will come back and bite you in the butt. And we can
Yeah,
all vouch for that, right?
for
Sometimes
sure.
being too nice
Not
can
to
be
be
a detriment to
preachy, but it's
yourself.
a nah.
Yeah.
Because I've learned, I know about being a people pleaser firsthand. I don't subscribe to that anymore. That's like therapy has helped me with that. That's the main reason why I don't, because I was able to recognize what that looks like for me. People pleasing can look so different for everybody, but just recognizing what it looks like for me when I am overstepping a personal boundary for myself and to go out of my way, not to sound selfish, but to go out of my way for someone else when it compromises my own boundaries, that it's a no. So you just have to recognize that in yourself as well. But I love that feedback. People pleasing is not the vibe at all. Ooh, this makes me think about some stuff. Thank God we delivered.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and just I felt like the pointers that we had from last week when we were talking
Yeah.
about how therapy has helped us. These are
Just want to touch on them again real quick
great
to end the
pointers,
show.
and they are on topic for today. So I wanted to just go through those one more time before we
Yeah, for
close
sure.
out. Just like we were just talking about it. Maybe you can reiterate again,
Yeah,
just
for sure.
part of coping with the stresses of life. One of those things would be radical acceptance,
For
right,
sure.
sis?
Yeah. So radical acceptance is
Hey,
just
doggy.
you. That is, I don't know which one that is, but radical acceptance is just definitely accepting things for what they are, accepting them for face value. Again, not to justify anything. Like if anything bad is happening to you, accepting it doesn't mean like you're justifying it or giving people permission to, hurt you or violate you or whatever the issue is. You're not. Why can I think and talk today? Let me bring it back. Radical acceptance is just accepting things as it is.
The boo wants to talk too,
Yeah, and your baby does too.
and she in the background like, yeah, me too.
Let me be mama real quick. I don't know if it's gonna work, but radical acceptance, guys. Sorry, I know y'all time
It's
is
all
precious.
good, boo.
I'm gonna just read the definition because I will ramble. I'm gonna keep it simple. You guys read the screen. That's there for you. I wrote that down. But it's just accepting things as it is. Number one, as simple as stress. We're talking about coping with stress, right? Accepting stress exactly for what it is. You're stressed out. Accept that and move forward with the proper coping skills and things you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay, next slide.
Okay. Second thing that I thought would be great to help with coping with stresses of life is being brutally honest.
Yeah,
You can heal and transform when you're truly honest with yourself.
that's
Be honest
true.
with yourself and your partner as well. Hey,
For
babe,
sure.
I'm. These are the things that I'm worried about right now. I'm worried about my future. I'm worried about
Yeah.
this light bill. I'm not really, I'm
In the
stressed.
headspace.
Communicate those things and be honest about it. Because you never know, your partner could be wanting and willing to help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
They have to know.
being brutally honest doesn't mean tear down anyone either. And just saying, oh,
Never.
I was just being honest. No.
No.
Honest to heal, right?
Yeah.
Heal means to build, not to tear down. Sis?
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you said it. Like brutal honesty too is also being brutally honest with yourself about, my cat is up here, being brutally honest with like what is stressing you out. Like, is it my environment? Is there some things I need to change? Are there some things that I'm conscious of and I'm still I'm aware I need to change these things, but I'm still putting myself in this position, exposing myself to certain stresses. And then you can also just not be aware. So get in tune with yourself. Assess yourself. Assess your life. Assess what's around you. You know, we all want peace. We want peace as much as we can have it here in this crazy world we live in. But just like being brutally honest with like where you are in life. What is causing your stress? Is it you? Are you putting yourself in a line of fire? Or are you not managing and filtering out your environment to make it conducive with the lifestyle and low stress lifestyle that you want to have? So yeah, that. So
yeah, and
do
another
an
thing,
assessment.
in the business and beauty industry as a
Yes.
professional, being brutally honest. Be honest with your clients. Be honest with your customers. Right?
Yes, for
That'll
sure.
take you far. Hey,
For
you know,
sure.
I'm going through some things right now that's
Just
really
so that
hard. It's really tough for me, but I value your time, and I want to give you the best service that I can possibly get
mm-hmm.
with the energy that I have right now, with the mental capacity that I have right now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be honest with you with my mental state and my physical state right now, so that you know that it's not you, and maybe we can have a silent
Appointment. I
appointment today.
love
You know what I
those.
mean? So being brutally honest with your guest as well, because sometimes we can go into the salon because we know, like, hey, the
Gotta
stylists,
help
they're used
you.
to our attitude, right? But sometimes we as stylists, we could have a chip on our shoulders, and it can be deflected or projected upon our stylists or our
Yeah.
customers. So communicating will help with that.
Yeah. I like
And
that. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and moving on to the next one, self-control is the only control that you have. I am working on that because I am a control freak. I think that's the number
Bingo.
one thing I'm working on.
I have. That's a source of my anxiety. Is
See,
I
no,
have
I
control
agree.
issues.
Maybe that's a woman thing too. Maybe that's another woman trait with overthinking.
It
Because
got
I've
worse
been
when I
told
became
a
a
time or
parent.
nine that I overthink, and I know I don't. No one has to tell me that I don't like to have control. I know I like to have control over it. From the time that I roll out of bed, from the time that I go to bed, when I take my shower. I don't like nobody telling me
Releasing
what to
it.
do, and I like things on my time when I want it. And so and that's not a good thing.
It's yeah. At least you recognize it because it's not. It's the main source of not having inner peace.
Yeah.
Because you're literally doing something outside of your capabilities. Like you can't control none of that. That's what road rage is about. How arguments ensue. Everything. Control yourself. That's it. I like
Looking inward, and just like, hey, is it worth it right now? Are you operating out of emotion? Are you operating out of logic? Is this something that needs to be addressed now? Is it something that needs to be addressed at all? Is it that serious? Is it life or death? Like it's literally like that serious. Having that self-control.
Speaking of address, I used the wrong word when I wrote this. I said practice inflection. That's not correct. It should have been inner reflection. The control freak in me could not let that go.
Well, we created a new word, and that means inflection. So we're gonna roll with it.
Okay.
And I want somebody to say something.
Go ahead.
On.
Yes.
Another way, guys, is
boundaries are for you. Boundaries are for you, boo. Okay? They are not for your mama, not for your daughter, not for your honey, not for your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your boyfriends and girlfriends. They're for you. Okay? People don't have to respect or enforce your boundaries. You do. And the perfect example, like I'm pretty sure all of you guys can understand and relate to that. I know you can think of a time where you didn't stand on your boundaries and how it cost you. Boundaries are for your protection. They're for you protecting your confidence, your self-worth. They're for you protecting yourself physically. So many things. Boundaries are literally for you. Like we've all made the mistake of hoping people hoping people respect our boundaries, and it will always go left unless you just get lucky. It will go left. No one is going to implement your boundaries and enforce them like you will. They're for you to stay. They are for you to remain safe. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself intact to get through this life, get through this world, this evil world. So yeah, boundaries are for you. Anything you want to add to that?
Create boundaries if you don't got none.
Oh.
Moving on.
Moving on. Is that it?
Focus on your journey.
This is my
Can't nobody, if you worried about Beyonce and Rihanna and Chloe and Kardashian,
And that girl on
who is
Facebook that
being
business look like
who
yours.
is being BB? If you worried about big booty vixens, who is focusing on Totally Trend LLC DHG Pro University, right? Focus on your own journey. Focus on where you have your own boat with your own 2 rows.
That's right.
On your own path, sailing on the seas, okay? And your path is going to lead you to your future. So don't spend so much time envying other people or trying to be like someone else or trying to implicate or replicate what someone else is doing. Spend more time with yourself and the gifts and the visions that the Most High has instilled in you, and focus on your journey, and most of all, your mental health. We dedicated this month to mental health because we realize how important it is in our own lives. And once we realized how important it was to take it serious in our own lives, we only felt that it was right to pay it forward and share that, and share this part of our journey with you guys, because you've been so diligent and so loyal through this whole time. So focus on you, boo.
Boo. Yeah, I just want to add to that, and just really in another perspective. I like to think of it like this: if you're not religious, sorry, I believe in God Most High. So when I think of focusing on my own journey, I think of it like this: we all have gifts, we all have talents, we're all blessed with ideas, thoughts, a vision, right? And what's going to happen is, I feel like if you live in your purpose, you're going to reap your reward. You're going to get all your inheritance from our Father, right? And if you focus on other people instead of focusing on yourself, you will, in return, forfeit your gifts and forfeit your inheritance, right? Nobody is going to get your blessing. Nobody's going to get what's for you. It's either you're gonna obtain it or you're gonna forfeit it. It's just that simple. So keep your focus on your inheritance, your vision, what you're put here to do. Okay? And that's just that. That's how I feel about it. Focus on your own journey.
Like our good friend said, that's all I have to say about that. All right.
Who's that?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Oh, wow. Okay.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We went a little over today, but that's okay because we were a little late. And it is what it is, right?
Is what it is. Let that come on the screen one more time.
Oh my gosh. It is
what it is. Controlling what we can.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a part 2 to this next week for the last week.
It is what it is. Continue.
Yeah, because literally, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling the vibe.
So much, we already know something's going to happen within the week.
The engagement today was crazy.
Crazy, wow. Yeah.
Like,
we appreciate
my spirits today. You guys really lifted my spirits. Yes. I'm super happy. I got hat hair, so y'all know what time.
You still look super cute.
I did spray a little leave-in on it. I wasn't gonna be too ratchet, but honey,
beautiful, honey, you look great.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Each and every week, each and every Monday around 9:30 p.m. Thank you, beautiful co-host, for checking on me, checking in with me. I just wanted to take a moment to thank the Most High for each and every person that joined us live today, that engaged on this live today, that will come across this live later on, that will engage with this live later on, or hear this podcast on audio. Most High God, I ask that you just touch our minds, and restore our family units. Thank you for your will being done in each and every one of our lives. Thank you for our health. Thank you for our mental health and our physical health. Thank you again for your will being done. I thank you for my community. I thank you for our gifts. I thank you for our talents. May we use them to glorify your name for your will. I
also want to send love to our number one, the mothers in our life, and the mothers that have, for the people who do not have a mom. I think it's important to say you know, I just wanted to send love to the mothers. That's just random, but I also wanted to send love to one of our sister circle, Hilda. I know you're facing a lot right now. I just pray that you stay encouraged. I hope that you see tonight's show. And I'm sending love to you and your family for y'all for your loss. We're sorry to hear about that. And whatever you need when you are ready to talk um, and you're ready for us to pour onto you, and we're sending you love and we're sending you prayers. And that's that on that. And I also want to send love to my bestie. I want to get up on this beat because she ain't putting in work for me. I just want to give her the honor the ignition, get it right, to honor her work. Okay. So can you guys see it, baby?
Nicolette, you a beast, girl.
I have to do this because she takes the time out of her day to beat my face. And
Nicolette's a real one. Nicolette is a real one.
The realest.
Yeah, for sure. 2 hearts for you.
Yeah, and love to all of you guys for spending the evening with us. We don't take it for granted. We will see you next Monday with another hot topic, per usual. You have anything else you want to add?
No, guys. Take charge of your mental health. We love you. Catch us here every week at 9:30. If you know someone that needs to learn locks, send them my way.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all I gotta say. We love you guys. Peace and blessings. Good night.